In today's world, everyone wants to get rich, but very few understand how. We see successful people, admire their wealth, and even dream of living like them. But what separates them from the rest of us isn't just luck or background. It's the mindset they live by and the rules they follow every single day. Most of us have the desire to make more money, and there's nothing wrong with that. Wanting to earn well, live comfortably, and secure our future is natural. But desire alone isn't enough. Without the right knowledge and habits, that dream often fades into frustration. The truth is, wealth doesn't come from wishing. It comes from thinking smart, working strategically, and making choices that lead to lasting success. Imagine if you had someone to guide you through the journey. Someone who's already walked the path, made the mistakes, and figured out what really works. That's exactly what this book offers. The Rules of Wealth by Richard Templar isn't about quick fixes or overnight riches. It's about timeless principles, rules that can help anyone from any background build a solid, prosperous life. In this summary, we'll explore how you can turn your ideas and skills into income, manage your money wisely, and invest in ways that make your wealth grow. You'll learn how to prepare for life's surprises, whether it's retirement or an unexpected emergency. You'll even gain insight into how to develop a healthier, more confident relationship with money itself. And here's something most people miss. Building wealth isn't just about stacking up cash. It's about knowing when you have enough. It's about finding peace in your progress and not letting other people's success make you feel small. Because real wealth includes happiness, love, freedom, and the mindset to enjoy it all. So if you're ready to shift how you think about money and finally take control of your financial future, you're in the right place. By the end of this journey, you won't just know the rules of wealth, you'll be ready to live by them. Understand money beliefs and where they came from. As we grow up, we absorb a lot of beliefs about money, many of which are completely false. These beliefs usually come from the people around us, our parents, relatives, teachers, or even society at large. And unless we question them, they silently shape how we think about wealth for the rest of our lives. Let's take a moment to reflect on some of the most common money myths. Money is the root of all evil. Money makes people corrupt and dishonest. Rich people are greedy and selfish. It's better to be poor and humble. You're just not the kind of person who can become rich. You don't have what it takes to be wealthy. If you chase money, you'll lose your soul or push your loved ones away. Happiness and wealth can't exist together. Have you ever heard any of these? Maybe from your parents, teachers, or community. Maybe you've internalized some of them without even realizing it. Take a moment to ask yourself, where did I learn these ideas about money? Did I ever stop to question if they were true? Did I research or reflect on whether they align with reality, or did I just accept them as facts because they were repeated so often? Here's the truth. These beliefs are holding you back. They're not noble, they're not spiritual, they're just limiting. If you truly want to build wealth, these old stories have to go. Instead, it's time to create a new belief system, one that empowers you rather than restricts you. Start by writing down new money beliefs that support your financial growth. Place them where you can see them every day. Let them inspire you, drive you, and remind you of what's possible. Believing that it's okay to want money, that it's good to work hard and become wealthy, isn't greedy. It's a sign that you're ready to take control of your life and give your goals everything you've got. Wealthy and successful people don't subscribe to the same money myths that poor people do. Either they never had those beliefs, or they made a conscious effort to get rid of them. So here's your mission. Take every limiting belief you've ever had about money and throw it out the window. Replace it with thoughts that lift you up, not hold you down. Repeat this affirmation to yourself every day. Money is a good thing. I will work hard and become wealthy. Let that belief guide your journey, because wealth starts in the mind long before it appears in your bank account. Understand that wealth is a consequence, not a reward. If you want to earn money, you have to do the work. Money doesn't magically appear. It's not a reward for being a good person, and it's not given out based on who deserves it most. Money is simply the consequence, the natural outcome of the value you create through your thoughts, skills, and effort. The more strategically and diligently you work, the more value you deliver, and the more money you're likely to earn in return. It's not about being judged worthy or unworthy. It's about offering something useful, desirable, or needed and being compensated accordingly. But sometimes we look at wealthy people and wonder, do they really deserve all that money? Take, for instance, the story of Calvin Ayre, a young entrepreneur who made a fortune through online gambling. At one point, he had over 1.6 million clients in the United States. When the U.S. Department of Justice took notice, they began investigating him. Here's where it gets complicated. Calvin wasn't a U.S. citizen, nor did he live in the country. He found a loophole in the law, one that allowed him to operate without facing direct legal consequences simply because he wasn't physically based in the U.S. Now, you might ask, was that fair? Did he really earn that money in a justifiable way? Let's be clear, we're not endorsing gambling, nor are we suggesting you break the law. In fact, it's important to follow the rules wherever you live. But the bigger point here is this: Calvin didn't stumble into money by chance. He built a system, found an opportunity, and worked to turn it into a business. Like it or not, his wealth was a consequence of his efforts, legal or otherwise, not a prize handed out for moral merit. If that example doesn't sit well with you, consider a different story. There was once a young man featured on a television program. His business? Cleaning and polishing luxury cars owned by celebrities and high-profile clients. What made him stand out was that he charged an astounding £5,000 per car. Yes, you heard that right, £5,000 just to clean a vehicle. Now ask yourself, was that payment a reward for being lucky or charming? Or was it the consequence of the top-tier service he provided? The answer is clear. He earned that money because he delivered something exceptional. His clients believed he was the best in the business. His attention to detail, his professionalism, and the premium experience he offered made his service worth every penny in their eyes. His income wasn't a gift. It was the direct result of his skills, vision, and relentless dedication to his craft. That's the mindset shift you need to embrace. Wealth is not a reward for being good. It is a consequence of doing good work consistently and smartly. When you offer real value to the world through innovation, service, or expertise, money becomes the byproduct. So stop waiting to be deserving of money. Instead, focus on becoming valuable. Deliver more, serve better, and refine your craft. That's how wealth follows, not as a prize, but as a natural outcome. Understand that money begets money. It's often said that money attracts more money, and that's absolutely true. Like rabbits multiplying quietly in a field, money grows, often slowly at first, then rapidly and powerfully. That's why the rich tend to get richer, while the poor often struggle to break out of the cycle. It's not always fair, but it's a reality we have to understand. Now, you can choose to complain about this fact, or you can choose to do something about it. You can either stay stuck where you are or push yourself to earn more and build something better. The difference lies in your attitude. Each morning, you have a choice. Will you step into the day with a mindset of growth, determined to make more than you did yesterday? Or will you drift through the day feeling sorry for yourself and waiting for luck to change your life? The power is in your hands, and there are always honest ways to earn and grow wealth. And here's the interesting part. Once you start earning extra money, you'll be amazed at how easily it begins to grow if you use it wisely. Wealthy people understand the magic of compound interest. You should too. The core idea is simple. Take a portion of your income, save it consistently, and invest it wisely in a diversified portfolio. Let your money grow over time. Don't touch the interest. Let it compound year after year, and it will quietly multiply in the background. There are countless books on investing that can guide you through this process. Learn about it, do your research, and most importantly, start applying it in real life. Whatever you do, don't spend everything you earn. If you consume your entire income, there's no way for it to grow. Imagine you run a farm where you raise rabbits. Would you eat every single rabbit? Of course not. You'd keep some alive so they could breed and produce more. That's how you grow your supply. Money works the same way. Spend a portion of your income on necessities and simple joys with your family, but make sure a significant part of it is saved and invested. Allow your money to multiply and attract more, just like a rabbit farm that expands over time. You can also use that money to start a small business or invest in something you've studied carefully and believe in. The key is to spend with purpose, live simply, and avoid unnecessary luxuries. Flashy purchases might feel good in the moment, but they won't help your money grow. If you truly want to become wealthy, let your money work for you. Protect it, nurture it, and give it the space to multiply.
That's the real secret of how money begets money. You've got to know where you are before you start. Before you can begin your journey to wealth, you need to know exactly where you stand financially. That's the very first step. Without it, you're like a traveler setting off without a map, aiming for a destination but having no clue where you're starting from. Think of the story of Robinson Crusoe. After his shipwreck, he found himself stranded on a deserted island. But before panicking, he assessed his situation. He took stock of everything he had salvaged: tools, weapons, supplies, anything that could help him survive and move forward. Only after that did he begin planning his next steps. You're about to begin a financial adventure of your own, and like Crusoe, your first move should be to take a clear, honest look at where you are right now. What do you currently own? What's useful and what needs to go? How much debt are you carrying? What is your true net worth? To build wealth, you must first do a complete financial assessment of your life. Without understanding your current position, any efforts to improve your finances will be vague and ineffective. Smart people don't just start working, they prepare their tools first. One of the best ways to do this is by creating a checklist. Start with the basics. How much do you pay each month for your home and your car? What's the total balance on your credit cards, student loans, or any other debts? Do you own valuable personal items like jewelry, designer bags, or electronics? How much money do you currently have in savings and investments? Do you have any retirement accounts or pension plans? Next, take a closer look at your monthly income and expenses. Track how much you earn and how much you spend. List your fixed expenses like groceries, insurance, subscriptions, and utility bills. Also, note your variable expenses like shopping, dining out, vacations, or entertainment. Calculate your net worth by subtracting your total liabilities from your total assets. This simple step will give you a clearer picture of your financial reality, what's working and what's not. You can customize this checklist to fit your lifestyle. The goal isn't perfection, it's clarity. Because when you know your current financial position, you're no longer guessing, you're planning, and that's a powerful place to begin. You've got to have a plan. Have you ever wondered why some people never seem to have any money, no matter how hard they work? Often, it's not because they're unlucky or incapable, it's because they don't have a plan. Without a clear plan, people hesitate when it's time to act, whether it's starting a business, making a career move, or investing wisely. Opportunities slip through their fingers. Money comes in and flows right back out, and before they know it, they're stuck in the same place year after year. But when you have a plan, it acts like a compass. It guides your actions, helps you stay focused, and reminds you of the direction you're moving in. Let's revisit the story of Robinson Crusoe. After gathering supplies from the wrecked ship, he didn't just sit on the beach and wait to be rescued. He got to work. He built a shelter, figured out how to cook food, and looked for ways to stay productive on the island. At first, he made a hut near the shore, but a strong wind destroyed it. Instead of giving up, he adapted.
He searched further and found a cave, which provided better protection. The point is, he had a plan, and when that plan didn't work, he adjusted it and moved forward. You may have a stable job right now, and maybe you're even comfortable with it. But if your income isn't enough to meet your financial goals, then it's time to create a plan for earning more. And if you're not happy with your job or your paycheck barely covers your needs, then making a change should be your top priority. Your plan might include getting control over your finances, paying off debt as quickly as possible, or exploring side income opportunities. It could involve switching careers, launching a business, or investing in the stock market. You might even sell products, offer services, or use your time and skills to generate extra income. The point is, don't drift through life without a roadmap. As one wise person once said, a good plan executed today is better than a perfect plan delayed until tomorrow. So whatever your goal is, whether it's financial freedom, early retirement, or simply peace of mind, make sure you have a clear, actionable plan. Stick to it, adjust when needed, but never sit around waiting for someone else to hand you success. Because wealth doesn't knock on the door of those who wait, it comes to those who are ready and willing to go after it with purpose. Cultivate a skill and it will repay you over and over again. There's an old saying, whoever pays the piper calls the tune. But here's the twist. What if the piper is so talented, so unique, that he decides how much to charge and even what tune he wants to play? That's the power of having a valuable skill. When you develop a rare or high-demand ability, especially one that's difficult to find or hard to master, you no longer have to chase opportunities. Opportunities will start chasing you. People will line up for your service, and more importantly, they'll be willing to pay what you ask. This is the foundation of personal branding. When you bring something to the table that others can't easily replicate, you become irreplaceable. That's when you can confidently name your price. Now, your skill doesn't have to be overly complicated or technical, but it does need to be something people want and are willing to pay for. Think about it like this. Becoming a neurosurgeon can take more than 10 years of intense training, but people pay top dollar for their expertise because it's rare, high stakes, and incredibly specialized. The key isn't just effort, it's offering something valuable that sets you apart. Ask yourself, what do I do better than most people? What's something I enjoy that others find challenging? What kind of skill could I develop that people would pay me for? Even if you're not sure right now, that doesn't mean you don't have potential. Saying things like, I don't know, I'm not sure, or I don't have any talent is a mindset that will keep you stuck. That attitude guarantees you'll never grow, never earn more, and never stand out. But here's the truth. Everyone has something to offer. Yes, you too. Maybe you're great at teaching, writing, or solving problems. Maybe you're a creative thinker, or you're good with people, or you've got a natural eye for design. Whatever it is, your job is to identify it, develop it, and turn it into something valuable. We all have dreams and visions of what we want to become, but dreams don't come true unless we act on them. Sometimes all it takes is a little push, a wake-up call to remind you that the time is now. Don't sit around waiting for someone to discover you or hand you an opportunity. That rarely happens. You have to put yourself out there, sharpen your skills, practice, improve, and most importantly, let the world see what you're capable of. Thanks to the internet and social media, it's never been easier to show your work, share your ideas, or market your services. You can read books on online marketing, learn from others, and test different strategies. But the most important step is this: start, get up, and get moving. Because once you develop a valuable skill, it becomes your greatest asset, something that will pay you back again and again for the rest of your life. Put something aside for your old age. One day you'll grow old. It may feel far away right now, but the truth is, there will come a time when you can no longer work the way you do today. That's why it's absolutely essential to start preparing now so that you can continue to enjoy the lifestyle you're used to even when your earning days slow down. Unlike in your youth, working long hours may no longer be possible. At some point, you'll want to relax, enjoy your life, and live with dignity. And to do that, you'll need money. But let's be honest, it's not easy to think about old age when you're still young, energetic, and busy building your life. You might be too caught up in daily responsibilities, caring for your family, paying bills, or waiting for your salary to increase before you start saving. But the truth is, there's no perfect time to begin. The earlier you start, the better. Even if you're in your 30s or 40s, it's not too late. What matters most is that you start today. Here are a few smart ways to begin securing your future. Before buying something, ask yourself, do I really need this? If not, consider putting that money into your retirement savings instead. Look into pension funds or retirement accounts. Own assets that appreciate over time, such as real estate or stocks. Find banks that offer the best interest rates on savings. Don't hesitate to move your money if it gets you better returns. As your children grow up and leave home, your needs will change. You might consider downsizing, moving into a smaller, more manageable home, and redirecting the savings toward investments or long-term goals. And here's an inspiring thought. Even after the age of 65, you still have opportunities to earn. You can continue managing your business, invest strategically, or take up freelance work online. With today's digital tools, there are countless ways to stay active and independent. In fact, many people who stop working abruptly after retirement experience a rapid decline in their health and happiness. That's why doing something meaningful, even if it's part-time work or a passion project, can help you stay mentally sharp, financially stable, and physically healthy. In short, don't leave your future to chance. Start saving now, invest wisely, plan ahead. Your older self will thank you for it. Put something aside for rainy days. Just like saving for old age, it's equally important to prepare for life's unexpected emergencies. Because no matter how stable or secure things might feel today, life has a way of throwing curveballs when we least expect them. That's why you need a contingency fund, a financial safety net to catch you when things go wrong. Here are just a few of the unexpected events that could disrupt your life at any moment. Accidents, serious illnesses, property disputes, legal troubles, natural disasters, economic recession, sudden unemployment, business failure, or company shutdown. Scary? Maybe, but realistic? Absolutely. So how much should you save for emergencies and where should you keep it? A good starting point is to have at least 6 months' worth of living expenses set aside. This could be roughly half of your annual income, depending on your lifestyle and responsibilities. Even if your home and medical bills are partially covered by insurance, you'll still need money for essentials like food, utilities, transportation, and your children's education. Now let's talk about where to keep that emergency fund. A high-interest savings account is often the best option. Look for a bank that offers good returns while allowing you to access your money easily. If you prefer, you can also keep a portion of your emergency fund in a secure safety deposit box, especially if you want to store some in cash for absolute emergencies.
The most important thing to understand is this: emergencies are a part of life. You won't always be healthy, you won't always be employed. And even if you're careful, life can still surprise you. So don't wait until something goes wrong. Start saving now. Build your emergency fund little by little and increase it over time. Sit down and calculate how much you need to cover 6 months of expenses and make that your goal. Because when the unexpected hits, and it will, you'll be grateful you took the time to prepare. Don't spend it before you've got it. One of the hardest things to do when building wealth is to save consistently. And in today's world, it's even tougher. With online shopping, credit cards, and one-click payments, spending money has become incredibly easy. But that's exactly why self-discipline is more important than ever. If you want to take control of your finances, you have to stick to a daily budget. And that means if you don't have the money right now, don't spend it. It's that simple. There will always be temptations, clothes, gadgets, vacations, or sales that seem too good to pass up. But before spending money you haven't yet earned, stop and ask yourself,
What am I giving up by spending this money now? Is this something I might truly need later? Even worse, spending money you don't yet have can push you into unnecessary debt. You may overspend, lose touch with your real financial situation, and fall into a cycle of poor money management. So the next time you're about to hit that Buy Now button, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, do I really need this right now, or can it wait? Is this purchase worth borrowing for? Because using credit for items that only bring short-term satisfaction often results in long-term stress. Instead, focus on the expenses that actually matter, those that could impact your future in a meaningful way. Put money aside for emergencies, education, home repairs, or opportunities that can help you grow. And remember this, the future doesn't become real until it becomes today. So don't build your present around assumptions about tomorrow. Live within your means, avoid unnecessary debt, and give yourself the freedom that comes with financial stability. Because few things feel better than living your life debt-free and in control. Once you've got it, don't flaunt it. There's no denying it. Having money feels good. Building wealth is a rewarding, sometimes even thrilling challenge. But here's the truth. Buying flashy things just to show off, like that overpriced Porsche or a ridiculously expensive watch, rarely brings real satisfaction. In fact, it often does the opposite. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man who once stayed overnight at the luxurious home of a distant millionaire relative. Before going to bed, he forgot to switch off the lights in his room. Later that night, the millionaire entered the room, noticed the lights were still on, and calmly said, "You're wasting money by not turning off the lights. If this happens again, I'll fine you $10. Then, surprisingly, he handed the young man $10, switched off the light himself, and walked away. That moment stuck with the boy forever. Call it reverse psychology, but from that day forward, he never forgot to turn the lights off when leaving a room. He realized that the millionaire hadn't built his fortune by wasting money. He built it by respecting it, no matter how small the amount. That's the mindset of someone who understands the real value of wealth. So here's the rule. Be practical. Be modest. Don't use your wealth to show off. Avoid falling into the trap of spending just to impress others. That means don't buy luxury cars just for status. Don't waste millions on private jets, oversized diamonds, private islands, or mansions you'll barely live in. And no, you don't need to fly your entire extended family to another country just for a party. In short, don't copy the recklessness of celebrities who treat money like a toy. Instead, become the kind of wealthy person who is disciplined, refined, humble, and calm. Someone who earns respect, not attention. Someone others look up to, not because of what they own, but because of who they are. Set an example, inspire others, let your success speak for itself, not through what you buy, but through how you live. Don't envy it. It's hard not to feel a little envious when we see the lives of rich and famous people. Lavish vacations, luxury homes, designer clothes, it all looks so perfect from the outside. But what we don't see are the personal struggles behind the spotlight. Constant pressure from the media, lack of privacy, the stress of managing multiple properties, businesses, and relationships. It gets even harder when the wealthy person isn't a distant celebrity, but someone close to you. Maybe it's your colleague, your neighbor, your sibling, or even your best friend. The closer they are to you, the harder it can be not to compare yourself and feel left behind. Take the story of Mary and Joan. Mary and Joan were best friends, inseparable for years. But over time, Joan became wealthier. She climbed the ladder, earned more, and started living a different kind of life. And slowly, something changed in Mary. She started feeling bitter, resentful, even though she still cared about Joan. Eventually, the jealousy grew so intense that Mary cut off all contact. The saddest part? Joan later went through a devastating personal loss. Despite all her wealth, there was nothing she could do to fix it. And Mary, instead of being there for her best friend, had already walked away. This story is a powerful reminder. Money doesn't solve everything. You might think that a six-figure income would make your life perfect, but the truth is, every life comes with its own challenges, no matter how much money someone has. You might envy someone's wealth while they envy your loving marriage, your health, your peace of mind, or your meaningful job. Maybe they trade all their riches just to feel the simplicity and joy you experience every day. No matter who you are or how much you earn, there will always be someone who has something you don't. That's part of being human. But instead of letting envy take root, try practicing gratitude. Look in the mirror. Take a moment to appreciate the blessings you already have. Your relationships, your strengths, your growth, the little joys, the big lessons, the peace in your heart. Because no amount of money can replace a fulfilled, grateful life. Your children owe you nothing. Imagine this. You've worked tirelessly for years to give your children the best education, the best home, and the best start in life. Now they're grown, educated, and well settled in successful careers. You've reached a stage where you're older, perhaps not able to work like you used to. So naturally, you might think, shouldn't they now return the favor? Maybe help with the bills, take you on a nice vacation, make your life a little easier. It's a common thought, but here's a truth that's important. Your children don't owe you anything. Don't ask them for money. Don't even drop hints that they should give back. Look back at your own life. It was your decision to bring them into this world, not theirs. It was your choice to give them a good life, a comfortable childhood, a loving home, and you did all of that because you wanted to, not because you expected repayment. You raised them, guided them, sacrificed for them, and now you get to watch them stand on their own feet. That in itself is the greatest reward. Think about it. Were you keeping score all those years? Did you make them soup when they were sick just so you could ask them for favors later? Did you help them with homework, cook for them, or protect them in hard times with the intent of cashing in on it someday? Of course not. You did it out of love. If you've raised your children with the right values, they'll naturally want to support you in your old age, financially, emotionally, or in any other way they can. And they'll do it not because they owe you, but because they want to, the same way you once looked after your aging parents. True generosity flows freely when it's not asked for. So let your children live their lives without pressure or guilt. Your legacy isn't in what they give you, it's in the lives they build because of your love, your lessons, and your strength. Conclusion. In this summary, you've explored the timeless principles of building and sustaining wealth. You've learned that to grow rich, the first step is to clear your mind of old money myths and replace them with empowering beliefs. Remind yourself every day, earning and saving money is not wrong. It's smart, and it requires hard work, dedication, and clarity. Money is nothing but the direct result of your efforts, decisions, and discipline. If you want to earn more, start by setting aside a portion of your income. You could invest, start a business, or pursue an opportunity you've carefully researched. And never underestimate the power of compounding. It's how wealth quietly multiplies over time. You also learned that the journey to wealth begins with knowing where you are financially. Assess your current situation, then build a plan to grow from there. Your plan doesn't have to be perfect, it just needs action. Wake up early. Use your time productively. Wealthy people don't sit around waiting, they take consistent steps every day. Figure out what you're good at. You have something to offer. Your skills, your ideas, your time, your energy. Don't let a victim mindset hold you back. Get out there and sell what you bring to the world. We also explored how to stay wealthy once you've built your foundation. Prepare for old age. Emergencies are inevitable. Make sure your savings account can support at least 6 months of living expenses. And even after retirement, stay engaged. Invest, manage your business, or do work you enjoy. Never spend money you don't yet have. Your future income is not guaranteed, but the bills will always come. Don't let money become your only pursuit. Life is richer than wealth alone. Spend time with your family, take care of your health, enjoy nature, keep your hobbies alive, and share your knowledge, your story, your value with others. You've also learned that true wealth includes wisdom and generosity. Use your money wisely. Teach your children about earning, saving, and investing. Be the kind of rich person who is disciplined, humble, and kind. Someone others admire, not for their possessions, but for their character. Finally, don't envy others. Just because someone appears to have it all doesn't mean their life is free from struggle. Everyone is carrying something you can't see. And remember, your children don't owe you anything. You brought them into this world out of love, and seeing them thrive is reward enough. If they choose to care for you, let it be from gratitude, not guilt. Hopefully, this summary has helped you recognize some of your own unhealthy money habits, and more importantly, how to change them. Your financial life is your responsibility. So starting today, earn more, save more, invest wisely, and spend with intention. Because wealth isn't just about having money, it's about mastering it.